I'm going to do it faster and better and more precise than Dad. And here's the playbook. You can do it better than me. You can do it faster than me. You won't do all the things that I hurt myself with. And they aren't driven to do that. Which is, I guess it's proving human nature. Humans by default, we don't like to listen. We don't like to, well, look at the students in this community. I mean, not everyone likes the long drawn out teachings. Get to the point type thing. Because the attention span of a gnat is what social media has cultivated. Nobody has time to learn anything properly. And it's very disheartening to see my willingness to pour myself out even more, because it's my own flesh and blood. And to see this lack, this disregard for the rules that would lead to them doing the very thing that they're looking for. Which now makes me question, is it really the pursuit to do trading? Or is it the pursuit to say, I did something on my own? Which I can respect that. I mean, anybody could respect that, right? I mean, there's a lot of people out there trading, all kinds of stuff. I mean, I don't subscribe to the things that they do, but they're making money with it. So who am I to say it doesn't work, right? And I can understand the passion that would lead one to pursue an endeavor that says, I didn't listen to what you told me to do, and I still was able to do this. Okay, great. But are you seeing the results that would indicate that you're doing the right things and that you should keep doing what you're doing? Or is resetting and resetting and resetting and resetting and spending money, still not listening, still not doing the things that you're supposed to be doing? Is that really the better way of doing it? Is that the best direction? I would argue that it isn't. But I have to hold very loosely these boys of mine. Because if I say the wrong things, I'll turn their interest completely off. And that's what I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to keep this little ember burning. And hopefully it'll turn into this wildfire that nobody can put out. And they'll be better than I am. When you sit down and you listen to a child, they say, I don't understand why I can't do it. I don't understand why it's so hard. And then you just gently slide a piece of paper in front of them and say, are you talking about this? Are you saying this doesn't work? No. I'm talking about my way of doing it. But what way is that? If you've never done it before, you've never been successful before, you just started, how can it be your way of doing it? You're doing what everybody else has done. Pushed buttons, found out that didn't work. So let's push more buttons and find out that it still doesn't work. And ignore the data that's being presented to you. Ignore the fact that you're not getting the results you're looking for. This is exactly what I talk about in all of my lessons. Having my DNA, having my time, having me right next to them, available to pick my brain, was not advantageous at all. Because pursuing an endeavor on their own steam, their own timing, their own way of doing it was more important. And I can't tell you how frustrating it is. It's very frustrating. These funded accounts, these companies that do these things, I've never had an interest in them, and I generally don't have an interest in them. But I've seen my son work with this. And I'm not going to say anything about the company because, like I said, it's too soon to say really anything. But I've watched my son's account run into certain rules that they have. And when that account would make money, not really make money because I guess it's like a demo. I guess that's what they make you do, a demo, or the equivalent thereof, where you're trying to pass the combine or whatever. And then you get funded, quote unquote funded. Well, they have these rules, and he got stopped out of his trading when he thought he had a cushion. So my understanding, and I may not have this entirely correct, so just bear with me here. From what I gathered, as you make money in the combine account, or when you increase the balance, let's put it that way, because there isn't any money in that. When you increase the value of the balance of that account, these companies, they roll your maximum loss right back up underneath, whatever that fixed percentage or amount is. And he felt that he had cushion. So, okay, well, if you start with 150,000, hypothetically, and you make 2,000, make 3,000, make whatever it is, then you should have whatever that initial cushion was, plus whatever you now put in the account. And apparently, and I might be incorrect by saying this, but from what I gathered from him, it's not like that. So what he thought was a cushion wasn't there. So they said, you broke a rule. Okay. So anger kicks in. He's going to go and do it harder and faster now. More contracts, because he has time lost. He wants to make it up. So he's impulsively pushing the button. No model. Not listening. And now he's doing it with more contracts. So I haven't sat down with this. This is one of the things I was going to do tomorrow morning. I wanted to sit down and see how they put this maximum stop loss in. And when you make money, it goes up. It sounds to me, I want to say what I want to say, but it may not be fair. So just bear with me, okay? This is what I'm suspecting right now, but I don't know in full detail, okay? Because I only see screenshots, okay? I only see, show me what you have right now. And then there's a login. He does the login. You can see what he's doing and what he's done right and what he's done wrong. He wants to show what he did right, but he doesn't want to talk about what he did wrong. So I had to be very careful, because I know how this is going to go. He's going to hit a brick wall, and it's going to be, all right, I tried it my way. Show me what I'm supposed to do. And I had a little small window of opportunity to do that today. So I spent my time with him. I was all over the charts today, but I had to spend time with him. So, because of my frustration as a dad, trying to get him to listen, and my other boys to listen when it comes to this stuff, it's amazing. They'll listen to everything else. Dad said to this is what we're supposed to do. We're not allowed to do this. Don't talk out of character. Be respectful. The whole business. Manners, the whole show. So I guess this is their one area they can say, look, we don't have to do this your way, when this is the very thing that you should be doing my way, right? But that's not what I'm seeing here, and it's very frustrating for me. And my obsessive compulsive disorder is really having a hard time managing all of it. Like I want them, if I could ever be one ogre overlording over them, saying, you're going to do this and you have no other way, this is it. I want inside of me, I want to be that way towards them. Like I want to exert my dominance as their father in this area. But I know that won't work. It wouldn't work with me if I was their age, and it won't work for them. And it'll do the very thing that I don't want to see happen, which is leave a bad taste in their mouth, and they'll just say, you know what, I'm not going to bother with this. So I'm balancing something very, very delicate and fragile. And they're young men. And young men, you know what it's like. You've been there before probably, and you're probably feeling it right now. You want things to be easy for you. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting things to be easier. But you have to identify doing the things wrong repeatedly against the good, sound logic of something that has worked in the past. Don't risk too much. Don't trade more than one contract. Because these funded accounts, I'm going to say this, and I don't need to have any more details to know this is what this is. They exist to fleece you. They already know the statistical probabilities are you're going to fail. You're going to fail because you're going to be impulsive. You will not use sound logic with risk management. You're going to trade more contracts, and that's why they dangle that carrot there. You can trade up to 15 contracts. They didn't say trade with 15 contracts. They just said, hey, you can. And he tried. Not once, not twice, not 5 times, 6 times. Burn, 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 over and over and over again, thinking that that was going to be the answer. Not realizing that threshold that is so small. Let's play devil's advocate for a moment, okay? I know some of you trading funded companies are listening to me and you follow me. Just hear me out. I'm not spitting in your face or saying what you're doing isn't helping some, because some of my students are actually doing well. But this discussion here tonight is meant to just really place the emphasis on doing the right things as the trader that would use these types of companies. Number one, the risk is too tight. And I know how to trade. If you're saying that you have no chance of succeeding if you only lose, a couple $1,000, that ends it. That completely ends it. We're not even talking about 10%. I don't know what the actual figure is because I just don't know, but I know it's not 10%. 10% would be reasonable to say, yeah, you this is no good. You've messed up here. 10%'s that you should be able to do better than 10%, not go to 10% drawdown. None of them are doing that. When I'm trading, if I take a trade that I feel is worthy of a high risk percentage behind it, I can work with 5%. Now, I believe that would fail these funded account challenges if you were to use that and you take a loss at the full 5%. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that would fall underneath the umbrella of most, if not all of them. And that would be considered you failed. In my eyes as a trader, that's nonsense, because that one trade, that one period of drawdown of 5%, that doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things, especially if you're pushing real hard. And I'm not suggesting that anyone should go into these companies or these combines and push real hard. That's the very thing you should not be doing. But my son, he felt that pressure. And the words were, it feels like I'm trapped in this small room and I can't move around. Well, that would be true if you're trading with 15 contracts. It would be true if you're trading with 10 contracts. It's true if you're trading with 8, 7, 5, and you don't know what you're doing. The model was one contract. I don't care what these companies say. You can trade as many as. That is the hook. That's the thing that you're going to reach to when you do the one trade that wasn't really all that heavily leveraged. And you want to fix it real quick. Well, all I got to do is go in there and do 5 contracts. And I can get it back real quick. They know that you're going to do that. And it's advantageous for them to see you fail, because you'll pay that $99 6 and 7 different times. And then expect to get you right around that next new month. You got to pay the dues. And the whole time you're seeing all that stuff add up. Is it helping you get more patient? No. It's revving you up to do what? Think impulsively even more. The words were, I gotta get this before they ask for more money. But you're feeding them every day. Reset, reset, reset. Not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Doing everything outside of the rules. Not just theirs. Mine. This might sound like something that you've put yourself through. And you should be encouraged to know that even my own children, this is what they're going through. It's a character flaw. It's something inside of you. And these funded accounts, you can't trade with a lot of contracts if you don't know what you're doing and expect to be successful. And I'm just going to put it out there and just say it just like that. So there's no real advantage. There's no real advantage to do a $150,000 account when you can do profitable trading with the 50. He doesn't like the idea of doing that. No. I'm going to do it this way. All right, whatever. Show me.